Does your license need saving? Do the wise thing. Call Wise Man Lawyers. Does your license need saving? Do the wise thing. Call Wise Man Lawyers. Don't face that court alone. Let the Wise Man team get you back on the road. Does your license need saving? Do the wise thing. Call the Wise Man team at Wise Man Lawyers.
Alright, today I'm at Southport Magistrates Court. Client was charged with drug driving. There's two types of drug driving. The more serious of the two is what's called drive under the influence of a drug, and the lesser charge is known as did drive whilst relevant drug present. Basically, the higher charge under the influence of a drug means you're actually high on drugs, whereas the lesser one, relevant drug present, means that you weren't high, but you've consumed it at some point and there's traces of it still present in your system. Worst case scenario with no previous is a 9-month disqualification. Mandatory minimum is 1 month. Some persons can apply for what's known as a drug driving work licence. There's a few prerequisites, one of them being that you can't have lost your licence for any reason in the last 5 years. Unfortunately for my client, he'd had a demerit point suspension in the last 5 years, so that made him ineligible to apply for a drug driving work licence. Just to confirm, one of the prerequisites are that you can't have lost your licence for any reason in the last 5 years. There's a number of others, like you needed to be the holder of a open Queensland licence when intercepted, and a few other, as I said, prerequisites that I won't go into now. But again, he wasn't eligible to apply for a drug driving work licence. My job was one of trying to get the disqualification down as low as possible. And as I said, worst case 9 months, mandatory minimum 1 month. In addition to the loss of licence, he had concerns with regard to the recording of a conviction. Basically, he's a qualified carpenter, but he does have intentions at some point of starting his own business. And I suppose when you've got convictions, particularly drug-related convictions, on your history, it can, I suppose, cause difficulties or be seen in the eyes of potential head contractors or insurers or employers as being something that would put my client in a disadvantaged position. So again, as much as my job was to try and get the disqualification down as low as possible, it was also one of trying to persuade the magistrate excuse me, to exercise their discretion and not record a conviction. As far as preparing goes, I got a fax off of the police requesting the brief. That's got their version of the events, whatever history the client does or doesn't have. I provided a form to my client, prompting them to give me their story, basically. So who they are, background, upbringing, education, employment, family situation, what he does for a living, work history, why a loss of licence will cause him difficulties, what happened on the day in question, what he's learnt from it, etc. I also got him to attend a reformatory course. Basically, that's an attendance course where the client attends with a group of people for 3 hours, and it's run by the Queensland Police. But basically, the speakers are a lot of different people, to medical providers, first responders, ambulance officers, etc., as well as the victims of road trauma, so persons who have actually suffered injury or lost loved ones on the road. So that was a 3-hour course. I got him to attend that. I drafted an affidavit for him to sign speaking about what he learnt, and also got him to obtain character references based on a template that we provide to all of our clients. Once I had the police brief and the documentation that I requested of him, I prepared my submissions. We met at court this morning. I'll run through the procedure. My submissions, basically, I like to make sure my clients know exactly what's going to happen and what's going to be said before we go in. That way, as it's happening, it's familiar to them and there's no surprises. I mean, it's a daunting enough experience for most people as it is going to court, let alone when their lawyers, pulling their punches and only giving them piecemeal information. So my client went in confident in that he knew what was going to happen, what was going to be said, etc. I made my submissions. I spoke at length about why a lengthy disqualification would be an unfortunate outcome given what he does and his lack of history, and also made verbal submissions as to why, in this instance, it would be appropriate for the magistrate to exercise their discretion and not record a conviction. Short version is I was successful on both fronts. I was able to persuade the magistrate that the mandatory minimum 1 month was appropriate, so that starts today. 1 month disqualification with a modest fine, and I was also successful in persuading the magistrate that it would be appropriate for them to not record a conviction. So, mandatory minimum 1 month loss of licence, modest fine, no conviction recorded, client's happy. I'm Andrew Wiseman. Thanks for watching. Hi, I'm Andrew Wiseman from Wiseman Lawyers, Queensland's only truly dedicated drug, alcohol and traffic offence law firm. If you face loss of licence, loss of vehicle imprisonment, or anything in between at any court in Queensland, we can and will help you today. This is our specialty. This is all we do. Give us a call, 1300 947 352. I'll look forward to helping you resolve your issue today.
Don't face that court alone. Let the wise man